G'day, I'm Ash, welcome yourself back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Alecto 1, but before we do that, just a quick mention that this vehicle is a part of the Battle for Arachis build-a-thon. Obviously there are 4 rewards, we'll be covering those in their own videos, except for USS Davis, because that one is a non-unique vehicle. The other 3 being, obviously, the Alecto Mark 1, the Kafir C2, and the T-72 Moderna. This is the Alecto Mark 1. It's a self-propelled gun for Britain, it's a rank 1, premium, it's a battle rating 1.7. It's got a 95mm howitzer and it does get access to HESH. We'll go over that in a minute, but just look at the funky design of this machine. Got radios on one side, stowage compartments on either side of the vehicle. The driver looks to be in its own armoured compartment. I don't know how he gets much of visibility outside of using a periscope. The engine is rear mounted with dual exhausts at the rear there and 2 radiators either side. And it sort of looks like a little bit like a Tetrarch. I'm not entirely sure of the vehicle's origin, at least the vehicle's history. Maybe you'll be able to tell me in the comments down below, because it has no armor anywhere. Hull armor's 20, turret armor's 20, not that it really has turret armor. The most you'll get is about 4 to 15mm, and essentially the biggest amount of armor on the is actually the gun. Crew of 4, let's have a look at the XO real quick. Ammunition either side, just above the tracks, but the crew, smack dang down the middle. It does have a 146 horsepower engine at 2000 RPM, so it allows you to at least have some reverse gear, even though it is 6 kilometers backwards and 49 forwards. In terms of modifications, it doesn't come with a standard tea kettle or tea warming kit, but it does come with heat, high explosive anti-tank shell, which is quite good because it's got 110mm of penetration, but it does get access to high explosive shells and you can also get smoke. Having a look at the camouflages, there is your stock standard camouflage layout, and there is no unique camouflage as of yet. In the test drive, this thing performs adequately well. For a reward vehicle of 1.7, this is about as much as I'd expect. Although it's no BA-11, it's no Pack Puma, and it's certainly no Dirtwagen, this thing's mobility is mediocre, and is certainly subject to change. Probably because, well, look at how low profile this vehicle is. It's basically a British ASU-57, but without the speed. And while the heat round is fantastic, sometimes it does lack a little bit of oomph. Comparatively to a Panzer IV, however, this vehicle is considerably small. Not as small as an ASU-57 comparatively to a Panzer IV, but I suppose you get the picture. You know, there isn't any size awards winning for this one. The biggest disadvantage this vehicle gets, obviously, is its height. Being able to shoot over obstacles might be a bit of an issue. Other than that, it's a relatively cute little thing. The Willet swim test is a very important test that I conduct on dev server streams. Essentially, this is a test to see if a vehicle is fit for water service, and it appears, at least in the shallow water, that this vehicle is fit for service with the Royal Navy. Yeah, anyway, as we were saying, the vehicle has a max elevation of about 25 degrees, and negative-wise is only 5, so gun depression is non-existent, but if you're willing enough, you might be able to shoot down an aircraft or two, but its positive 25 degrees doesn't really help you because it doesn't have a coaxial machine gun or something of that equivalent. Anyhow, that is the maximum gun depression right there. And I must say that the turret traverse is very slow, so the guidance for the thing is only, you know, so far that you can actually sway the gun. Now, I thought I'd have a bit of fun with this barbed wire here and just test whether or not it could actually shoot through some objects. Apparently it can, and it can take out that Panzer IV no ease, considering I was rear-facing. This gives you a general idea of the vehicle. Will it cross a trench? Yes, it will. Just so the map's with lots of trenches and lots of obstacles, it might be a little bit of a hindrance, but keep to your open fields. And you can see, once put in a straight line over some decent-ish terrain, you can shove this thing at about 30 kilometers an hour, give or take. Not a bad little package, I must admit. Oh, I should also mention, it carries 48 rounds of ammunition, so spread that as you will between the different shells and caliber types. Now, I'm not sure why this thing was entirely developed. I remember playing it in World of Tanks. It doesn't feel exactly the same. But as a little tank destroyer that can do a little bit of damage, this thing should be quite fun. The HESH round particularly makes it viable, although the high explosive shell probably would be better in some circumstances. generated basically on the fact that it has a higher kick to it than, for example, the Hesh, which sometimes can just do that on a Panzer II. So you're looking at a hit or miss round that will sometimes do a lot of damage and sometimes not. So again, a vehicle that is still worthy, but it's just an interesting, quirky looking machine. It should have been in War Thunder years ago, but I'm glad it's here. Anyway, that has been the Alecto 1. Let me know what you think about this vehicle in the comments down below. Obviously, we can't play it just yet. There's no test drives. Content creators haven't been given access to it yet, so you can't really get a full verified review. This is more just a first look at the vehicle. Other than that, this vehicle is a meme machine, and I love it for every aspect that it is. Granted, the Silver Lions reward and obviously the earnings on it isn't exactly the best, but it is a collector's vehicle, and you have to keep that in mind. And we haven't had a premium/event vehicle for Britain for a little while, so you know, since the Buccaneer, I think. So this is a welcome addition to at least a shitty build-thon. Right, that's been the Alecto Mark 1. I hope you've had fun. My name is Ash, and I'll catch you in a video soon. Stay tuned, because we've got the Kafir, and we've also got the T-72 to have a look at. Alright, bye-bye.